you done talking? Tell me, baby, are you done talking? Yeah.
No, we are not done talking. This is Talk Di Tings, the ACWWS YouTube channel. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of our channel, ACWWS Talk Di Tings. I am Dr. Weir-Soley.
Hello, my name is Ana Molina, and we are excited about today's episode. On March 19, we had the privilege of spending some time with the amazing Trinidad-born poet Lelawattee Manoo-Rahming at FIU, where she visited our Caribbean woman writers poetry class and generously shared her poetry at the library.
Tamara Russell is with us today, and we invited her here because she was at the poetry reading. Mm-hmm. Tamara is a first-year doctoral student in adult education and human resource development at FIU. Now, my friend Lelawattee Manoo-Rahming, otherwise called Asha, is an Indo-Trinidadian who resides in the Bahamas. She's a mechanical building services engineer. She's a poet, a fiction writer, an artist, and an essayist, and her work has appeared in numerous publications in the Bahamas, the Caribbean, Nicaragua, USA, and Europe. Some of those publications include Women Speak, Anthurium, The Caribbean Writer, Journal of Caribbean Literature, Pui, Themiris, and Caribbean Erotic. Lelawattee, who won the David Hugh Literary Prize from the Caribbean Writer in 2001. She also won the Canute A. Broadhurst Prize for Short Fiction from the Caribbean Writer in 2009 and the Commonwealth Broadcasting Association Prize again in 2001. She also won a short story competition. Her first book of poetry, Pickle Flavor, was published in 2000 by People Tree Press, Leeds, England. Her second collection of poetry, Immortal and Bandara Poems, was shortlisted for the inaugural Proverse Literary Prize in 2009 and was published in 2011 by Proverse in Hong Kong. Full disclosure, I have not taught her second collection, but I enjoyed it very much, especially the poems foregrounding the nexus of Trinidadian womanhood and Indo-Trinidadian culture and spirituality in ways that are sometimes celebratory and other times lamentations. Poems like Dia for Aji on page 19, Finding Shakti, and Life, Death, Life, Mothering, and Washerwoman repeat some of my favorite themes from Pickle Flavor, which I have taught for over a decade. Her original artwork is stunning in the second collection, and her poems, which basically eulogize famous poets, Calypsonians, soca greats, as well as political activists and other political figures, as well as family members, represent a significant departure from the first collection. When I'm building my syllabus each year, I return to Pickle Flavor for three reasons. To allow students the opportunity to learn about the history of indentured servitude in the Caribbean through poetry. To give them a taste of Trinidadian culture and literature, because for most of my students, they don't know anything about Trinidad. And also to introduce them to philosophical and spiritual ideas that do not center a Western paradigm. Asha's religion is Hinduism. In Pickle Flavor, the poems are grouped around various themes that are separated by Hindu prayers. This allows for a learning experience that is enriched by true diversity, that posits difference as a rich and complex dialectic that adds to our knowledge base and shows us what we have to gain by embracing rather than tolerating difference. Here is a clip of Asha reading from her title poem in the collection, Pickle Flavor.
You said it was the scent of roasted jeera in my hair, the pungency of onions tearing at my eyes, the bite of ginger in my ear, crush of black mustard seeds in my mouth, tang of turmeric on my nipples, perfume of cardamom in my navel, bouquet of achar masala on my fingers, taste of coriander leaves trickling from my pores, flavor of garlic dripping from my lotus flower that took you back to Faizabad and made you cry in your coming for your mama's curry. You see why I have to stand for that.
Yes.
Callaloo woman. You must have crab. How else to tongue out the flesh from between hardened membranes? How else to make it crabby? Put your pickled pigtail to make it salt, but add a little saltfish, the rankness that makes saliva flow. Don't forget the okras. Plenty just make it slimy, so it just slide around the palate and slip down nice in the throat. You need a pint of coconut milk. It must have a creaminess, a little rich smoothness, sweet like breast milk. For sure, you must have a bunch of bush. Silky greenness of dashing leaves, curly and coarse as you run your fingers through. Never do without a ripe goat pepper, but make sure not to burst it. You only want the flavor, not too much heat. Don't burn them yet. Just make it moreish, so they always come again for more callaloo.
Tamira, what did you think about that poem?
Okay, so this was actually my first time being able to experience a Trinidadian poem. One of the things I most appreciated about it was how her accent actually heightened the sensuality within the piece. So it really was enjoyable for me for that.
That's really interesting,
Yes.
because that's one of the things we discuss in
Yes,
class a lot.
yes,
The
yes.
relationship between the sexuality and spirituality of Asha's poetry.
Yes.
Anna Rydia, would
Yeah.
you like to discuss that a little bit more?
Thank you so much for mentioning that part, because one of the things that I loved about the poetry book, specifically the poem Curry Flavor,
Yeah.
is how sex is viewed as spiritual.
Yeah.
Especially today in a world where sex is and women are viewed as commodity, and sexually everything is heightened,
Yeah.
and we don't see that side of sex. And in
Yeah.
her poetry, the way she describes and the way she blends in the food
Yes.
with the sex as one, that's
Yeah.
beautiful,
So
because
you
it
can
makes
almost taste it.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, ladies. Let's keep it PG.
For another episode.
So here's another clip of Asha's reading from March 19th.
Of this book, and it's called Immortal, which is in memory of Shorty, also known as Lord Shorty, and he is known as the father of soca music in Trinidad, and now of the world. And he died, he lived from 1941 till the year 2000. A lot of people were dying in the year 2000. Anyway, so he did an interview a few years before he died, where he was talking about the origin of his soca music, and he described it as the blending of the East Indian and African rhythms, and he called it soca, S-O-K-A-H, or some spellings is S-O-C-A-H, and that became, they turned it into S-O-C-A, which we all know now, but S-O-C-A does not, in the main, acknowledge that the root is the blending of the East Indian and African rhythms by Lord Shorty, Shorty Ali. So anyhow, Immortal. When you sang Indrani, your euphony woke me from a sleep beneath the pitch lake. I emerged black, hungry for your soca music, blending your soca music, your blending of India and Africa. Lord Shorty, I wanted to be your Indrani, your East Indian chick, to follow you into Piparo forest like Sita accompanying Rama into his forested banishment. Ras Shorty I, Rastafari, I wanted to forsake my puja flowers, let orange immortal flowers substitute for my perfume yellow champa. Magenta crepe cock replace my white rose petal chameli. Wrap myself in a bleached cotton sari. Sling a dolak around my neck. Step into my wood and rubber sapat. And drum follow the resonance of your chant across the arena dam. Om Shanti Om Shanti Shanti Om Shanti Shanti Om. I wanted to stand before you and dress my naked body in ropes and ropes of your graying dreadlocks. Pretend you were shrouding me from Rowan's lustful gaze. But I was no celibate Sita, you were no Ram, no king of Kosala. Only a Calypso king, Garfield Blackman, father of a clan, a Rastafari in Piparo, a musical Moses with a honeyed voice, and a conscious rhythm, a true Trini in exile in the spirit world.
Nice. We hope you enjoyed that last clip. Thanks again for tuning in. And we will be uploading in a couple of weeks 2 more episodes. One will be a cameo appearance of Spice, who was at Bayfest at FIU on April 6th, and the other one will be a continuation of Asha's reading at FIU.
Yes.
Take it away, Anna.
Yes, so make sure that you stay tuned for what we have next, because it is going to be amazing. And make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure that you give us your feedback and tell us, what do you think about the clip? What do you think about the poetry reading? We want to hear from you. We want to connect with you. So make sure to do that. Download and subscribe our episode. Thank you so much for watching this episode.
And if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up.
Yes.
Thank you. See you soon.